And Linda, who's never really been asked about her role on the film, when I interviewed her, she said, "Oh, no one ever asked."
Have you ever wondered what really happens behind the scenes of Hollywood's most beloved love stories? What if the fairytale romance that captured millions of hearts carried challenges that the public never fully saw? Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications for more fascinating stories about Hollywood legends, untold celebrity journeys, and the real lives behind the spotlight. When audiences around the world first watched Crocodile Dundee in 1986, they witnessed what seemed like pure magic on screen. The film became a global phenomenon, turning its stars into household names almost overnight. At the center of this success were Paul Hogan and Linda Kozlowski, whose chemistry felt so genuine that many viewers believed they were destined to be together. What began as a professional partnership soon developed into a real-life romance, creating one of Hollywood's most talked-about relationships of the era. Linda Kozlowski was a talented actress with dreams of building a successful career in the entertainment industry. Before Crocodile Dundee changed her life forever, she had worked hard to establish herself in a highly competitive business. Like many aspiring performers, she faced uncertainty, rejection, and the constant challenge of proving her abilities. Yet her determination never faded. She continued pursuing opportunities, hoping that one role would finally open the door to greater success. That opportunity arrived when she was cast opposite Australian comedian and actor Paul Hogan. At the time, Hogan was already a well-known figure in Australia, admired for his humor, charisma, and unique personality. He had a natural ability to connect with audiences, and his vision for Crocodile Dundee helped transform the project into something special. Few people involved with the film could have predicted just how successful it would become. As filming progressed, Paul and Linda spent countless hours working together. The demanding production schedule required trust, cooperation, and strong communication. According to various interviews over the years, the pair developed a close connection during this period. Their friendship gradually evolved into something deeper, and audiences could see that connection reflected in their performances. The release of Crocodile Dundee changed everything. The film became one of the biggest box office successes of the decade. Viewers around the world fell in love with the story, the humor, and especially the relationship between the lead characters. Suddenly, Paul Hogan and Linda Kozlowski found themselves at the center of international attention. Their romance became a topic of fascination for fans and media outlets alike. Success, however, often brings challenges that the public never sees. While fame can create exciting opportunities, it can also place enormous pressure on personal relationships. Every decision becomes news. Every appearance attracts attention. Every disagreement risks becoming a headline. For celebrities, maintaining privacy can feel nearly impossible. Over the years, Linda occasionally reflected on aspects of her relationship with Paul Hogan and the realities of their life together. Her comments suggested that, like many couples, they experienced both joyful moments and difficult periods. She described Paul as a strong personality, a man who knew what he wanted and often pursued his goals with remarkable determination. These qualities helped make him successful, but strong personalities can also create challenges within relationships. People who worked closely with Paul often described him as focused, driven, and deeply committed to his projects. Such traits can be admirable and necessary in the entertainment industry, where competition is fierce and opportunities are limited. Yet the same characteristics that contribute to professional success do not always translate easily into personal harmony. Balancing ambition, family, and individual needs can be difficult for anyone, regardless of fame or fortune. Linda's reflections provide an interesting perspective because they remind us that celebrities face many of the same relationship struggles as ordinary people. Despite wealth, fame, and public admiration, they must still navigate communication problems, differing expectations, and the challenges of growing together over time. Relationships evolve, and individuals often change as years pass. Sometimes couples adapt successfully. Other times, they discover that they are moving in different directions. As their marriage continued, both Paul and Linda experienced the realities of life beyond the spotlight. Raising a family, managing careers, and dealing with public attention required constant effort. While fans often imagined a perfect Hollywood romance, the truth was likely far more complicated. Real relationships are rarely as simple as they appear from the outside. One of the most important lessons from Linda's comments is the difference between public perception and private reality. Audiences tend to see celebrities through carefully selected moments, red carpet appearances, interviews, photographs, and movie performances. These snapshots create an image, but they rarely reveal the full story. Behind every famous face is a human being experiencing the same emotions, fears, hopes, and frustrations that affect everyone else. Linda's journey also highlights the sacrifices that sometimes accompany fame. While Crocodile Dundee brought extraordinary success, it also linked her public identity closely to one role and one relationship. For many actors, achieving recognition is only the beginning of a much larger struggle, maintaining personal independence while living under constant public scrutiny. As years passed, the relationship between Paul Hogan and Linda Kozlowski eventually came to an end. Their separation surprised many fans who had viewed them as one of entertainment's enduring couples. Yet their story serves as a reminder that even the strongest relationships can face obstacles that outsiders may never fully understand. What makes this story compelling is not controversy or scandal, but its humanity. It is the story of two people whose lives changed dramatically after an unexpected success. They experienced love, fame, opportunity, and challenge on a scale few people can imagine. Their journey reflects the complexities of relationships, the pressures of celebrity life, and the reality that personal happiness cannot always be measured by public success. Today, Crocodile Dundee remains an important piece of film history, and both Paul Hogan and Linda Kozlowski continue to be remembered for the impact they made on audiences worldwide. Their story endures because it goes beyond entertainment. It speaks to universal experiences, love, ambition, change, and the search for fulfillment. As we look back on their remarkable journey, we are reminded that every famous story contains a deeply personal side that the world may never completely know. Behind every headline is a human experience. Behind every legend is a real life. And sometimes, the most fascinating stories are not about fame itself, but about the people trying to navigate it. As the years moved forward, Linda Kozlowski found herself reflecting on a reality that many successful people eventually face. Fame had given her opportunities that once seemed impossible, yet it had also created limitations she never expected. While millions of fans admired the glamorous image associated with Crocodile Dundee, daily life was far more complex. The pressure of living up to public expectations can become exhausting, especially when personal relationships are constantly being observed and discussed by strangers. One challenge often faced by celebrity couples is the loss of privacy. Simple moments that ordinary families enjoy can become public events when cameras and reporters are involved. Every appearance together is analyzed. Every comment is interpreted. Even silence can become a source of speculation. For Paul Hogan and Linda Kozlowski, maintaining a normal relationship while living in such an environment was never an easy task. During various interviews throughout the years, Linda spoke about the importance of personal growth and independence. Like many people, she evolved as time passed. Her goals, priorities, and outlook on life continued to change. Relationships require both individuals to grow together, but growth does not always occur in the same direction. Sometimes two people who once seemed perfectly matched gradually develop different visions for the future. Paul Hogan, meanwhile, remained a larger-than-life figure in the public imagination. His success story was extraordinary. Rising from a working-class background in Australia, he became one of the most recognizable entertainers in the world. Such achievements often require incredible determination and confidence. However, those same traits can create difficulties when compromise becomes necessary in personal relationships. Many observers have noted that strong-willed individuals often struggle with balancing leadership and partnership. Determination can be a valuable quality in business and entertainment, but successful relationships also depend on flexibility, understanding, and mutual support. Linda's reflections suggested that navigating these differences was not always simple. As the marriage progressed, both individuals faced the challenge of balancing personal happiness with public expectations. Fans who had fallen in love with their story wanted the fairytale to continue forever. Yet real life does not follow a movie script. Relationships experience highs and lows. They require constant effort, communication, and adaptation. Even when love exists, other factors can influence the future of a partnership. What makes Linda's perspective particularly interesting is that she often avoided sensationalism. Rather than focusing on dramatic accusations or shocking revelations, her comments generally painted a picture of two people dealing with the realities of life and marriage. This approach offers a more mature understanding of relationships. Not every separation is caused by a single event. Sometimes it results from years of gradual changes, evolving priorities, and differing needs. The public often searches for one simple explanation when famous couples separate. Was there a major argument? Was there a scandal? Was there betrayal? Yet the truth is frequently much more complicated. Human relationships are shaped by countless experiences, conversations, decisions, and emotions. Reducing a marriage to a single headline rarely captures the full reality. For Linda, one of the greatest challenges may have been maintaining her own identity. After achieving worldwide recognition through Crocodile Dundee, she became closely associated with both the film and her relationship with Paul Hogan. Many actors struggle with this issue. They work hard to establish themselves as individuals, only to find that the public defines them through one particular role or relationship. Despite these challenges, Linda's story is also one of resilience. She demonstrated a willingness to move forward, embrace new chapters, and focus on personal fulfillment. Reinvention is never easy, especially when millions of people associate you with a specific period of your life. Yet throughout the years, she continued to build a life beyond the image that audiences remembered from the big screen. The story of Paul Hogan and Linda Kozlowski also reveals an important truth about celebrity culture itself. Society often places famous individuals on pedestals, imagining that success automatically leads to happiness. Yet wealth and recognition cannot eliminate human struggles. Celebrities experience disappointment, uncertainty, conflict, and heartbreak just like everyone else. In many ways, their journey serves as a reminder that relationships are among the most challenging aspects of life. They require patience, empathy, sacrifice, and understanding. Even when two people care deeply about one another, external pressures and personal differences can create obstacles that are difficult to overcome. As public interest in their story continued over the decades, many fans remained fascinated by what happened behind the scenes. They wanted to understand how a romance that seemed so magical on screen eventually reached its conclusion. Yet perhaps the most meaningful answer is also the simplest. They were human beings navigating a complicated life under extraordinary circumstances. And while the world remembers the glamour, the fame, and the success, the deeper story is one of growth, change, and the realities of love itself. As the years passed and public curiosity about their relationship continued, one question remained at the center of countless discussions. What was life really like behind the scenes? For fans, Paul Hogan and Linda Kozlowski represented one of Hollywood's most memorable romances. Their story began with adventure, success, and worldwide admiration. Yet beneath the headlines existed a much more personal journey that only they could truly understand. One of the most difficult aspects of fame is that people often become attached to an image rather than the reality. Audiences fell in love with the characters they portrayed in Crocodile Dundee. The chemistry felt effortless, the romance felt genuine, and the story felt timeless. As a result, many fans assumed that real life mirrored the fantasy they saw on screen. However, life away from the cameras was shaped by responsibilities, challenges, and decisions that no audience could fully witness. According to various interviews and public comments over the years, Linda eventually reached a point where she began evaluating what she wanted from the future. This is a moment that many people experience. After years of focusing on family, career, and shared goals, individuals sometimes ask themselves difficult questions. Am I happy? Am I growing? Am I living the life I truly want? These questions are rarely easy to answer, especially when the answers could change everything. For celebrity couples, such decisions are even more complicated. Every choice attracts public attention. Personal matters become news stories. Private conversations become subjects of speculation. This constant scrutiny can place enormous pressure on relationships that are already facing normal challenges. Meanwhile, Paul Hogan continued to be viewed as one of Australia's most iconic entertainment figures. His success story inspired millions. He transformed an unconventional idea into a global phenomenon and became a symbol of determination and creativity. Yet extraordinary success often comes with extraordinary demands. Maintaining a career, managing public expectations, and protecting a personal life can become a balancing act that never truly ends. As observers look back on their marriage today, many recognize that it lasted for many years despite the unique pressures surrounding it. In an industry where relationships often end quickly, their partnership endured through major life changes, professional challenges, and intense media attention. That fact alone speaks to the strength that existed within the relationship, even if it ultimately reached its conclusion. Perhaps one of the most valuable lessons from Linda's reflections is that relationships cannot remain frozen in time. People change. Dreams evolve. Priorities shift. The person someone is at 30 may not be the same person they become at 50. Successful relationships require both individuals to adapt together. When that becomes difficult, even strong bonds can be tested. There is also an important difference between blame and understanding. Public discussions often focus on identifying a villain or assigning responsibility when a relationship ends. Yet mature perspectives recognize that life is rarely so simple. Relationships are built by two people, and their outcomes are shaped by countless factors over many years. Understanding those complexities often provides a more accurate picture than dramatic headlines ever could. For Linda, moving forward meant embracing a new chapter. Like many individuals who experience major life transitions, she faced the challenge of redefining herself beyond the role she had played in the past. This process requires courage. It means stepping away from familiar identities and discovering new possibilities. While such transitions can be painful, they can also lead to personal growth and renewed purpose. The enduring fascination with Paul Hogan and Linda Kozlowski reveals something important about human nature. People are drawn to stories of love because they see parts of their own lives reflected within them. Whether famous or unknown, everyone experiences hopes, disappointments, successes, and challenges in relationships. The details may differ, but the emotions remain universal. Looking back now, Crocodile Dundee remains more than just a successful film. It represents the beginning of a remarkable journey that changed two lives forever. It brought fame, opportunity, and a romance that captured global attention. Yet it also reminds us that behind every iconic Hollywood story are real people facing real struggles. In the end, the legacy of Paul Hogan and Linda Kozlowski is not defined solely by a movie or a marriage. It is defined by a journey that demonstrated both the rewards and challenges of life in the spotlight. Their story continues to resonate because it feels human. It reminds us that success does not eliminate challenges, fame does not guarantee happiness, and every relationship contains complexities that outsiders may never fully understand. As the curtain closes on this chapter, one truth remains clear: the greatest stories are often not about the characters we see on screen, but about the people who live beyond it. And sometimes, the most powerful lessons come not from perfect endings, but from the experiences that shape us along the way. If you enjoyed this story and want to discover more untold Hollywood secrets, legendary celebrity journeys, and the truth behind the headlines, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. And tell us in the comments, what are your thoughts on Paul Hogan and Linda Kozlowski's remarkable story? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next documentary.